And whoa, look at Magoo. Magoo streaks into the...
Thorpe's got past Gavors. They lock handlebars as they go through, but Thorpe's done.
Here comes Bradshaw to the outside of Bayle. He takes over the number 2 position, and Bradshaw is not done.
Who is...
Benson is 8th, Cavator to 9th. And then it's Jeff Ward, Lachines' teammate, making up ground, and right alongside him, Michel Bayle, the 19-year-old French 125 world champion. Sacre bleu is charging through the field after a miserable start. Ward not looking at his best in 10th place, and behind him, the darling of the crowd, Michel Bayle. Bayle, number 6, riding like a dervish. Ward up to 9th. And Bayle goes 10th. Jeff Ward on the 125 for this race, chased by the world champion, and they're on a charge. No changes behind. But look at Ward and Bayle poised like two muggers waiting to pounce on Kurt Nichols' wallet. And the fans go crazy as Jean-Michel storms past Ward. Nichols is hanging on to 7th by his fingernails, and Bayle goes for a gap that doesn't exist, and he makes a path through to go 7th. Frenchman 3rd and 7th. But Jean-Michel Bayle has Leask in his sights. Jeff Leask, and Bayle is closing all the time. Then Leask, and Bayle is right with him. Bayle putting the pressure on all the time, but he can't catch or get ahead of the Australian yet. Leask has the power, but Bayle is on a 125 and he's still catching him, and the crowd are making up for any lack of BHP. The fight for second, riveting the crowd's attention. But Bayle snatches second spot at the very final corner, pushing the Australian out.
leaves early, and Jean-Michel Bayle almost jumped the gate. He would have been caught and held up while the rest of the field left him behind. The field rockets down the long straightaway. And grabbing the whole shot is rider number 10, Guy Cooper from Stillwater, Oklahoma. Cooper aboard a hot, and a rider goes down hard. It looks like it is. It's rider number 111, Jean-Michel Bayle, the Frenchman. San Diego, California, Rick Johnson tied Bob Hurricane Hanna as the winningest rider in Supercross history with 26 victories. A win here in Miami would put Rick Johnson, the Team Honda defending Supercross champ, all alone atop that victory list. And look at that, Jean-Michel Bayle, the French rider. Bayle just rocketed by Jeff Stanton on the inside. Full jump. Rick Johnson has taken over the #1 spot in this 250cc main event. Right behind Tishner, that's Larry Ward. And coming on strong, Jean-Michel Bayle. Michel Bayle, rider number 111 from France, in the closing laps of this 250 main event of round 5 of the Camel Supercross Series, has just taken over the #2 position. From El Cajon is just a couple of corners away from victory. Under that helmet, he has to be smiling big time. The checkered flag, and there is the winningest rider in the history of Supercross.
In the 250 class, the story was twofold. First, the return of Jeff Ward after an ankle injury suffered at the Anaheim Supercross. With Johnson out of the picture, Ward becomes the clear-cut favorite for the 250 crown. Unfortunately, no one bothered to inform Jean-Michel Bayle of Ward's title hopes, which was the second story. The French 125cc world champ stunned the Gainesville crowd by beating the American stars on their home soil in Moto 1. Number 7 Jeff Stanton was impressive, finishing in the runner-up position in both motos to net a second overall. Ward, meanwhile, upheld U.S. honor by taking the second moto. Still, Bayle with the first and third was the star and the overall champ of the day. 5-time motocross world champion Roger DeCoster has been pumping up Bayle as the best in the world. After Gainesville, his argument holds up a lot better. But one race does not make a champion. Reporting for Moto World, this is Mark McKay.
Wet sections, it's been dusty, we've had sun, just about all the elements, all the extremes of the conditions, and Bayle has coped remarkably well. I also noticed him then, Barry, taking his hands off the handlebars and waving to the crowd. I know that he spotted somebody he knows. He's got time now, not only to give a super demonstration here, but actually to do some styling. He just took a hand off the handlebar to wave to somebody. The crowd are waving him on as well. Even though it's virtually wire to wire, he's leading this race through. Still, he's giving them something here, which I'm sure the experts in the crowd will be learning a trick every time through. It looks so smooth, doesn't it? As with all, look at this, he's waving to the crowd as he goes through. This is absolutely phenomenal. But Barry, surely, if he just does that a bit wrong, he can come off and we'll have all sorts of problems.
Well, he's really demonstrating the type of skill that's carried him through to one superb win already, and this now looks to me as though he's on his last lap. A convincing display. David, the results.
Well, there he is, yes. Checkered flag goes out. And it's a wheelie then.
Yeah, going up the staircase to the far side, over to the second side. I went out just before the bottom basket.
Is still holding down the number 5 spot. Jeff Ward is several positions. Ward was running up there at 6. Ward is now back to about 8th or 9th. In third place, maybe down to number 23. There's your number 6. Because the first outdoor national pass on the inside. Jean-Michel Bayle.